Right. I think we're live. I think we are live. As always, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me okay. And welcome to, I'm not going to say this is going to be the last part. This is day 5, I think this is. So yeah, welcome to Paul's Essen video diary blog thing for 2021. I'll talk about what we've done today. It's currently Saturday. Tomorrow I will be leaving the fair, so I'm traveling home with Luke Hector from Broken Meeple. We're going to be leaving the fair probably around 2 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, they've come to get me. Driving home and then getting the Eurotunnel, and then I'm going to be staying at Luke's house on the Sunday night. Now we're going to be arriving at Luke's house probably very late. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to do a live stream and keep Luke up late because he needs to go to work the next day. So I'm going to try and do some kind of live stream tomorrow night, but apologies in advance if I don't manage to. But I will do one when I get home on Monday, or I'm not sure. I don't want this to be the last one. I kind of want to do another one just to wrap things up at the end of it to close the series off. So what's happened today? Did a couple of hours demoing for CGE this morning, which was great. Enjoyed that. Did loads of demos of Under Falling Skies for them using the big board that they've printed out. Then I had a meeting with the team from Dized. And then after that, I've had a bit of a weird day. So Essen for me, in all of the years that I've been coming to Essen, has been complete manic rush around from one thing to the next, hardly have any time to eat, and just frantic. Now, obviously, it's been 2 years since I've been, and I tried this year to take a little bit of a different approach to it and do less demoing and maybe not rush around as much. And that's what today's been. It's felt a little bit more subdued for me, which it's felt weird. It's felt like I should be rushing around. I should be going and seeing. I should be going there. I should be trying to get this in, and I haven't. And I think it's been a good thing. But anyway, at around lunchtime-ish, we sorted out my big suitcase of games. I had to pack. I had to choose which games I was putting in Dan's van, because I'm not going to see those games for a couple of weeks. Thankfully, it's only a couple of weeks. Dan's coming down to Exeter at the end of October. Not August, like I said yesterday. That would mean waiting a very long time for the games. So it's only going to be a couple of weeks, but I needed to decide which games are definitely coming home with me and which games are going to be put in Dan's van. So I have, and I haven't packed yet, I have Messina 1347, I have Bitoku, I have Arc Nova, I have Golem, and I currently have a copy of Furnace. And one thing I need to do tonight is try and pack these into my case. And I need to work out if I'm picking anything else up tomorrow. I don't think I am, but I need to just double check my list tomorrow and see if I've got room for one or two other little games. I'm not sure. I need to do that tonight before I head to bed. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I got Simone Luciani to teach me, Ufa, Hilmar, and Jill how to play Anunnaki, I think is the new name for it. I've been calling it Avatar because it's been called Avatar for the last couple of months, but they have now changed the name of it. This is a new game that is going to be coming from Cranio Creations to, I'm going to say Kickstarter. It might be Kickstarter, it might be GameFound, I'm not sure, but it'll be coming to Kickstarter in January 2022. I've already agreed with Cranio that I am doing some kind of video for the Kickstarter campaign. So this was my chance to actually learn the game. You know, Simone taught us how to play, and then we played what felt like about 2/3 of a game. It was really weird because he explained the rules and got to the end of the rules, and this is a big sprawling game. And I thought, oh my God, this is going to be really complicated. And then he kind of got to the end of the rules, and I was like, this doesn't seem that complicated. And me and Helmar have been having a discussion about whether it's medium weight or even bordering slightly on medium towards heavy, or not sure. And then we played it, and we weren't going to play a full game. We just said, look, we're just going to play it for about an hour, hour and a half, or something like that. We want to test things out. We want to do the stuff. And then at one point, after we were only about an hour and a quarter in, he said, "Oh yeah, you're probably halfway through the game now." I was like, "Oh, that was surprising. This isn't a big game that's going to take 4 hours to play. This is probably, I don't know, a 90-minute, 2-hour game, something like that." To tell you a little bit about it, it was basically I was the Vikings, Hilmar was the Greeks. Can't remember who Jill or Uffa were, but there was Earth, and we each had our own planet boards as well. And the action selection system was really, really clever. But basically, I think he's been described as a 4X game, but there's no exploration as far as I know. But you are moving people on the board. You are exploiting the resources from the land. You are fighting each other using a card play for combat mechanism. You're going to be building settlements. There's tracks. We all have tracks to move up depending on what kind of thing you do. There's some upgrades you can do for your actions. I'm probably not explaining it very well. But yeah, I'll be covering the game properly in January of next year, ready for the Kickstarter campaign. So that was it. After that, it was about 5 o'clock, maybe 4:45, something like that. And I thought, I've got two options now. And I did a similar thing yesterday. I could spend another 2 hours rushing around and seeing people, or I could just head back to the hotel and say, I'm done with it. And I kind of did about 50-50. So I went in Wonders again, and Robert in the copies of Furnace. However, they'd all sold out. So what he did is he basically took 2 damaged copies of the game, combined all of the bits together to make a game. And I now have that copy of Furnace. So thank you very much to Robert from Arcane Wonders for that. We then went to see, we stopped by James Naylor's booth for Magnate, because James had a booth here, but was unable to make it in the end. So he's had a virtual booth where basically Magnate is set up, and then there's a QR code where you can click on that QR code and you can speak direct to James. So we basically I went round with Hilmar, and we scanned in the QR code and we had a conversation with James just for a bit of fun. So that was fun. Got to say hello to James. Then I had a quick chat with Clay from Capstone Games. And Clay told me that I should go and check out a game at Hall 5 E116. And what was it called? Oh, if anybody in the chat can let me know this. It was Hall 5 E116, and it was Red Mojo Games. If somebody could look it up quickly and let me know what the name of the game was in the chat, because I can't remember. I think it's Tindaya or something like that. Anyway, me and Clay from Capstone Games, we have very similar taste in games. So if he tells me, come and have a look at this game, then I'm interested. So I walked past the booth. I took one look at the game, and I was like, yeah. I could see these player boards, double with recessed player boards, dual layer player boards. There was loads of stuff on them. There was lots of markers on them and everything else. And I thought, yeah, I think he's right. This looks like my kind of game, just literally from looking at it, not knowing anything else about it, just looking at it. So I spoke to somebody there, and I just said, oh yeah, somebody told me to come and have a look at the game. Tindaya. So yeah, I did get it. Thank you, Vincent. Because then I met you straight afterwards. And then a slightly weird thing happened. Is the designer of the game from Red Mojo Games, Lola, was there and came up to me and basically reminded me that he'd been having various conversations with me over the last few months. And I'm like, and I apologized to her. I said, look, I'm really sorry. I don't remember any of this whatsoever. And I felt bad. I felt guilty, but I do get a lot of publishers reaching out to me and wanting to speak to me about their game. Now, a lot of those that reach out to me are, I've designed a Monopoly variant. I hear you've got a YouTube channel. Can I send you a copy of my game, and can you play it on your channel? It's surprising how many of those I get. Now, this wasn't that, but because I'm trying to cut down the amount of work that I'm taking on at the moment, he obviously caught me at a time where I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have any time to fit this in," and I was like, and I was thinking, I said, "Are you sure it was me?" Because I had no memory of this whatsoever. And he said, yeah, I'm sure it was you because you said you weren't able to do it and you recommended somebody else. And I said, did I recommend Tom Heath from Slicker Trips? And he said, yes. And at which point I was like, well, that was definitely me then, because that's exactly what I've been doing for the last, X number of months. Is I've been having to say to people, I'm not able to take on this work, but here's somebody who I know who can do it. Anyway, that potentially has all changed now. We had a good chat. I told him the game looks definitely like the kind of game that people would like to see on the channel. Certainly a game I'd be interested in. So we're going to catch up after Essen Spiel, and I am going to try and fit it into the schedule because he's now got a date when he's going on Kickstarter, which is the 15th of February next year. He's told me about that. And again, it might not be Kickstarter. It might be a game found. I'm not sure. And I will try and fit it in if I can, because I am interested in it. And he's a nice guy. And we had a good chat about it. So that was Tim Dyer. And then came back. And the plan tonight was to play Boon Lake. And I arrived. Hilmar brought his copy of Boon Lake with him. And then we basically said, right, shall we set it up now and start playing 2-player? Because if we wait for other people to arrive, we don't know how long it's going to be, and then the game will be longer. So we'll just set it up for a 2-player game. So we started doing that, and then Tanya, who we met last night, she was in the bar area as well. So she came over, and basically me and Tanya, we played sort of together as one team for about sort of half an hour or so. But then other people arrived, and Tanya disappeared to play with them, and we played about half a game. So we went through the rules. We were learning as we go because neither of us have read the rules in advance. And we did the same thing like we did with Ark Nova, is that we just started playing and it was like, pick an action, that one, let's read through it, let's see what that does. And we took it from there. My initial impression of Boon Lake is it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Bearing in mind, I mean, take this with a pinch of salt. We didn't play a full game. We may have been playing a couple of the rules wrong. I don't think so. I think the rule book was generally okay. Why didn't I play a full game? Same reason I didn't play a full game of Ark Nova. After we were half a game in, I was like, I have got what I wanted from this. I wanted to play it. I wanted to see what it was like. And now I've seen what it was like. And I didn't want to spend the next X amount of time carrying on playing it to finish when Jill was there and there was other people there. So, and this is another change. Traditionally Essen for me every year has been mad panic all day, rushing around, crazy person, and then get back to the hotel, have some food very quickly, and then play games all night till late, and then go to bed way too late. And it's all been focused on the playing games. And as I say, I just took a slightly different approach. I was like, yeah, we've played this. We've played enough of it to know that it's a good game and we like it. And I spent the rest of the night basically socializing, just chatting with other people. Then the Detective Society crowd came back. So we were having a chat with them as well. And I've spent about 45 minutes doing admin tonight as well. So I've filled in my passenger locator form, which required various bits of information. Because my phone isn't working at the moment, I'm not getting any data whatsoever. I was worried that the NHS app, which I'm going to have to show at the Eurotunnel, wouldn't work. So I've had to get access to my NHS account in order to download my COVID pass, which I've now got. And I added all of the new people. So I've installed Slack on the laptop now, which it wasn't actually installed on there because I usually use it on the computer. And I've added all of the new Patreon supporters who have joined in the last few weeks to Slack. So yeah, a big welcome to all of the new supporters in the last few weeks, and you have now been added to Slack. Right. Joseph misses Essen packing. I kind of miss it as well. There's something nice about being in your hotel room and packing the games into your suitcase, knowing that these are going to bring you many hours of joy when you get home. So yeah, there is something nice about that. Anunnaki, Dawn of the Gods. Yes, that's the game from Cranio Creations. Enjon wants to know, did I get Ultry? Yes, I picked up Ultry. That is the only game that I've played in full. I've played one game in full this entire trip, and that was Ultry. And that was the tutorial scenario as well. It didn't take that long. But yeah, that's the only one game that I've played. And I did get a copy of it. Theobald from Studio H was very generous and gave me a copy of it. So that's going to be covered on the channel at some point. I don't know when. But that game has gone with Dan in the van. So that's a game that isn't in my actual suitcase. I will be getting that later on. Paul got a Franken furnace. Yes, I did. Vincent said it was good to meet me today. Yep, you too, Vincent. What else is in the chat? Yeah, Essen is the only place you do half games. Right, so you do it as well, Joseph. That's good to know. Matt says it's great when I play them live on my channel and learn from the box. So I'm actually planning on this as well. And I still like doing those videos. I still get some... There is still a little bit of criticism for the videos. And although I'm not on social media as much as I used to be, there was a post that somebody made the other day who is a fairly well-known game designer who made a post the other day. And if you've got the personality that I have, you're reading that post and you go, is he talking about me? Because he basically posted and said, oh, come on, you people that are making YouTube videos about board games, do your preparation. Yeah, nobody wants to see a playthrough video where you're constantly having to look up rules in the rule book because you don't know how to play the game. And a lot of people replied and said, oh yeah, that's the worst, this, that, and the other. Well, I agree with that to some extent. Okay. If you go online and you go, oh, I want to learn how to play such and such a game, or I want to see a playthrough, and you see a playthrough where clearly they don't know what they're doing, then that doesn't make a good video. Okay, I can totally get that. And especially me, who has a reputation for, oh, Paul always gets the rules right, and Paul's a very good teacher of games and things like this, that I have a certain reputation for that. And therefore, if I did one of those videos, it reflects badly on the brand, it reflects badly, and somebody might watch one of those videos for the first time and go, wait a minute, somebody told me Paul Grogan was a great teacher and great tutorial videos. However, as long as I make it clear at the start of the video that here is a game, I don't know anything about this game, and I am now going to open the box, and I am going to learn from the rule book, and I am going to learn how to play it, and I'm going to play it. If I make that clear right at the start of the video, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it. That's fine. But you know what you're getting right from the start. Now, of course, somebody might drop in halfway through and then not have seen the start. But I like doing those videos for a couple of reasons. The first one is I don't have to prep. And just going back to what I said about this comment that person made, as I say, I do get it. But do they understand how long it takes to prepare and practice ready for doing a playthrough video where you know all the rules and you don't have to look at the rule book? It is many, many hours of work, possibly even 10 to 15 hours of work. And if you're not being paid for that, as far as I know, I'm not going to get paid for any of the videos for any of the games that I've brought back from Essen. Now, I know a lot of other content creators are going to get paid for creating that content, but I'm not. So basically, there's no way I can justify putting all of that work in to learning the game properly, to create a video, when I'm not getting paid for it, when that is the amount of work that I put in for paid videos. So anyway, yes, to go back to your original question, Matt, after my 10-minute ramble, I plan over the next few months to do exactly that with some of the games that I've brought back. Now, Boon Lake, I've already had a head start. Not that I've got a copy of Boon Lake yet. Ark Nova, I've already got a head start on that one. But some of the other games, maybe even Golem, or Golem, however you want to pronounce it, maybe that game is a game where I will get some friends over and we'll learn how to play from the rulebook. I'm not sure. So Mark is here from Boon Lake. I saw your post on Slack earlier on, but I've not read it yet. So you've played it solo tonight and you're not feeling it. Yeah, we didn't play it solo. We only played it 2-player, but mechanically, I really like Boon Lake. Harry wants to know, have I played Tinner's Trail? Technically, yes. I have played Tinner's Trail, but I've played the original version of Tinner's Trail. I haven't played the new version of Tinner's Trail. I did mention to the publisher that I was potentially interested in covering it on the channel. But even though they're a former client of mine, just silence. So it's unlikely that Tinner's Trail is going to get covered on the channel. I doubt they're just going to send me one. So yeah. You thought Hilmar was going to be on with me tonight. I thought about that as well. I thought, oh, maybe I'll invite Hilmar and Jill up because I've been sat chatting with them and they'll be on a special guest. But I thought I just needed a bit of time in my room. Yeah, which is what I did. Have I tried Europa Universalis? I haven't. It is a game which I'm curious about, but it's a game which I'm probably not going to look into too much, and that might be the wrong decision. I don't know. Alan is here. Hi, Alan. Thank you for joining. My Essen was less stressful than previous ones. That's a very good point, Alan. Although I've not been sleeping that well, I've not felt stressed at all, really. And that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. Right. Oh, hang on. I think I've missed some. Chris is saying that the learn and play video is a great value to consumers because it gives an honest view of how easy or difficult it actually is to learn the game from the rules. Yeah, that's another good point as well. The videos that I do where I am literally learning how to play from the rulebook, I personally think they are a fun thing to watch because you're going to go through exactly the same process. So although it might be a longer video as you watch us struggle with the rules, if you've got the time, it's actually useful because you would have exactly that same experience yourself. You know, if you're trying to do the setup and something isn't clear and you see me struggle with it and work it out, as I say, it's saving you having to do it. So David is suggesting have a banner during the video that says testing out of the game, there may be rules mistakes, something like that. Yeah, I thought about that is, you know, warning on screen to say this is a video where we are learning how to play from the rulebook. And as long as that's on screen for the whole time, then I guess nobody can complain. And yeah, there's a comment about John Gets Games videos. John's videos are brilliant. John is one of the content creators who makes videos that are fantastic. But again, I know how long they take to create. And if that's all I was doing every day, if I was purely just a content creator, then I would have the time to do that. But obviously, those rule books don't design themselves, don't write themselves, and those games don't develop themselves. So yeah, I have to do that. Other people loving the learn to play videos as well. That's good. Yeah, so I will be doing some more of those. The designer should remember that creators do this making content for their own channel, not pushing their product. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, my On Mars video. Yeah, so that On Mars, the how to play video that I did for On Mars, I think was about 70 hours of work in total. I mean, that's insane, but that's how long that game took to do a how to play video for. And I think two and a half days of that was scripting. And you might think, well, surely it doesn't take 2.5 days to write a script. You're right. It doesn't take 2.5 days to just type, but that 2.5 days is a lot of thinking. It is a lot of what am I going to say when, how am I going to structure this, which parts am I going to leave to later. It's a lot of work to write a script for the how to play videos, which is why I'm doing fewer how to play videos than I normally do. Saying that, I have Endless Winter how to play video, which is booked in my calendar for December. So most of December this year, I will be doing the how to play video for Endless Winter. And then in January of next year, I have the how to play video for Perseverance episodes 1 and 2 booked into my calendar. So I've actually got 3 how to play videos over the next few months, which considering the last one I did was about 4 months ago, it's going to be a lot of work. But they're both good games. Bernie is asking if anybody has played a full game of Boon Lake multiplayer and have some first impressions. I mean, I've given you my first impressions, but it wasn't a full game. But right now, there's a few people downstairs in the bar area and on the Slack channel. We can ask them later on what they think about it. Hopes the journey home is less eventful, says Jack. Yes, I hope so too. But this is me we're talking about, so anything could go wrong. Right, what's the next? Mom Gamer is here. Hi, thank you very much for joining in. I did see your message the other day. I haven't had a chance to reply, but unfortunately, yeah, I haven't been in a position to be able to pick up games and send them on to anybody else. I'm not even picking up games for anybody in my local group who have been asking me. They've been sending me messages while I've been here. Paul, can you get this? Paul, can you get that? And it's like, yeah, I'm just trying to concentrate on me doing my own thing this time. But also, I don't have the space myself to bring things back. What have I been blamed for? I've been blamed for something else. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the daily vlogs. Oh, excellent. Shashank has been recently into board gaming for the last 3 months, and you've been watching my how to play videos. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching them. And it's really good. The gaming hobby, you've got old timers like me that have been into gaming since the 80s, and right now we've got somebody watching this video who's only been gaming for 3 months, which is, it's just great that there's new people joining the hobby all the time. So yeah, stick with the videos and everything else. If I have to pick 2 Euro games to introduce the newbie from Essen, that's a good question, Harry, but I'm not going to be able to answer that because I haven't, even some of the ones I've got, I haven't got. But if you're asking me for top of the head, so 2 Euro games to introduce to the newbie from the Essen. When you say introduce to newbie, do you mean so games that are suitable for new players? Yeah, if you can ask the question again, but be more specific. Are you looking for recommendations for games for people who are new to gaming or something else? Yeah, let me know. Brett is asking, did anybody reply with designers, publishers should produce games that don't need? Oh, right. Yeah. Out to the, yeah, that's a very good point. Mom Gamer is asking, what have I done before getting into board games? I'll answer very quickly, but that is actually a very good question for my regular monthly live Q&As that I do, of which the next monthly live Q&A will be, let me tell you, Wednesday, the 27th of October. So on Wednesday, the 27th of October, I will be doing a video very much like this one, except it will be from England rather than my hotel room in Germany. And that's where I will answer any questions about anything. But the career that I had before this one was that I was an IT manager. So yeah, that's very clear what I was asking. Do I only get paid for the how to play videos? So I obviously the how to play videos I definitely get paid for because they take a lot of time. I get paid for the rule books that I write. There are also some tutorial and playthrough videos that are sponsored. I always make it clear that those videos are sponsored. I've also started ticking the paid promotion box, which it's debatable in England whether you have to do that or not. I know in America you have to and things like that. But some of the tutorial and playthroughs that I do are sponsored. I think, in fact, I think the most recent one was Clash of Cultures. And just going back to what we said earlier on, for those sponsored ones, I took the time and effort to properly learn the game in full. And also, I didn't play in that game. So if you're interested in learning how to play Clash of Cultures and you go and watch my video, you will see 4 people sat around the table, but I'm not playing the game. So I'm basically hosting the video. I'm explaining to the audience the rules. I'm facilitating the game. So I'm not playing in it at all. And I felt for a game of that complexity, that worked really well. So yeah, I get paid for some of those, but most of the content on the channel, and this is a good time to mention it, is through the Patreon. So all of the stuff that I'm not paid for is effectively only made possible thanks to the support of the Patreon campaign, because this is a full-time thing for me. I don't have any other source of income other than the rule books, the how to play videos, and then the Patreon. So yeah, thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters for supporting the channel. You basically make a lot of it possible. And if you do like the content that I create, then yeah, patreon.com/gaming rules, which I'll put a link to in the chat. Here we go. www.patreon.com gaming rules. If you are in a position to be able to support me, that would be great. And it's been a really good. Oh, and thank you very much, Mom Gamer, for the donation, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Joseph says he's been waiting forever for Perseverance. Yes, but hopefully, I mean, yeah, I've asked to get like one of the first copies that come off the printer, so that I can get the videos done ready for backers to get their copies. So I'm hoping that means backers will be getting their copies maybe March, April, but I that's just me guessing at when it will be available. Paul saying, what about our presents? Well, I've got an empty box of Jaffa cakes. I could bring this back for you, Paul. Vincent got the expansion of Arnak and the 2 promos. Yes. Vicky saying the October Q&A was possibly going to get moved to a slightly later date. Was it? I can't remember that. What? It's in my calendar for Wednesday the 27th, but I'm not sure why. Right. Have we got a follow-up question from Harry? No. So I'm still not sure what Harry was asking. But anyway, other people seem to have answered it. Speaking of On Mars, says Kyle, they are offering an updated rule book. Okay. So I know that there was one slight, and it was an error, but it was actually more of a misleading, and misleading is the wrong word. Okay, so there was one problem with the On Mars rulebook that was down to me, and it basically said something about if you build or upgrade